Deforestation of the Amazon rainforest and its effect on bird reproduction and infant mortality.
Our research question is, does deforestation in tropical rainforests negatively impact the mating habits and reproduction of harpy eagles, hyacinth macaws, and tui parakeets?
Our hypothesis is that deforestation negatively impacts the mating habits and infant mortality of harpy eagles, hyacinth macaws, and tui parakeets, leading to lower birth rates and species population decline.
And the members in our presentation are Garrett Lee, Kevin Nguyen, me, Jake Cho, and Finn Cullen.
So why we chose this experiment is because deforestation is an important issue that threatens many species of birds around the world in different ways. For example, it upsets food chains, forces migrations, and ultimately kills many bird species around the world. And studies have even shown that fragments created by deforestation in Amazon rainforest have shown reductions in insectivorous bird abundance by over 95%. And we selected the Amazon rainforest for this experiment because of its high biodiversity levels and its well-documented struggles with deforestation. And we're studying 3 different bird species to determine whether deforestation negatively impacts its mating habits and natality. So the significance of our research, it's important because researchers have studied the effects of deforestation on the mortality of animals, but we know little about its effect on natality. And so our goal is to analyze the mating habits of 3 different species of birds native to the Amazon rainforest to determine if deforestation causes a significant difference in the natality rate of each species. And this is important because understanding how deforestation impacts the mating habits of birds can help researchers tackle the issue of declining bird populations in rainforests, and it also provides us insight on how to preserve and increase birth rate, mating habits, and infant survival rates of birds in tropical rainforests.
Okay, so moving on to the experimental design. So the first part of the experiment will produce qualitative data, while the second part will produce quantitative data. One portion of the study will take place in the healthy rainforest ecosystem, and another will take place in an area impacted by deforestation. So the impacted forest is our area of interest that we're studying, and the healthy forests is our control for the study. So it's going to serve as a baseline value. So in each region, 30 mating pairs of harpy eagles, hyacinth macaws, and tui parakeets will be identified. Part 1 of the experiment will be cameras setting up in mating grounds. And so we're going to look at the behaviors of the birds and try and compare and contrast between the healthy forest and the deforested area to determine if there's any differences. And part 2, after the mating period, the nests of each mating pair will be examined to determine the number of eggs that were laid. This is the start of our quantitative data. And then after the incubation period, the nest will be examined again to determine how many eggs hatched out of the total that were laid. So this is kind of the infant mortality rate or the survival rate of the eggs that were laid. And so this is our visual for our experimental design. So as you can see, we have 2 different sample sizes of 30 for each bird in each part of the forest. So the healthy rainforest and the deforested area. We're going to observe the mating behaviors of both in each of their respective mating grounds, and then we're going to break them off again and count their nesting areas and count the number of eggs that were laid in each clutch for each bird pair, and then we're going to count the number of eggs that were hatched.
So one potential result is that we observed through the cameras in part 1 of the experiment that the different mating habits of the 3 different bird species are unchanged because of deforestation, and that we observe the number of eggs being laid in the nest of the 3 different bird species being unchanged between both ecosystems, but we do observe a noticeable decrease in the number of eggs hatching from the total number of eggs laid in the damaged rainforest area compared to the healthy area. And one reasonable mechanism that explains the decline in the number of eggs being hatched is that the damaged rainforest area increases predation as a result of habitat fragmentation. And a study conducted in the Costa Rican lowland rainforest found that nesting success in healthy, non-fragmented areas was significantly higher than fragmented rainforest areas. And this is due to fragmentation exposing the nest of birds to forest edge predators like brood parasites and snakes. And that could explain why there's a decrease in eggs hatching in our damaged rainforest area.
Now, when it comes to other potential results that are inconsistent with our hypothesis, It's basically the same step and procedure in the terms of we observed through cameras in part one the mating habits of these tropical birds. However, we observed that the number of eggs laid in each nest are similar or same between a healthy rainforest and one that's not affected by deforestation. This means that we don't notice a change in bird mating habits, infant and egg mortality, and overall birth rates of newborns, or we can observe a change in bird mating habits, population rates, etc., but as a result of different factors other than deforestation. This mechanism can be explained by a study titled Deforestation and Bird Habitat Loss in Colombia, which talks about the causes and effects of deforestation on tropical deforestation. And in this study, they do acknowledge that deforestation is a major contributing factor to these declines in bird and mating habits and infant mortality. However, they also do acknowledge that pollination and insect control is also another major contributing factor, and it's not only deforestation.
Now, our future directions, if our hypothesis is consistent, is do other species of birds in different regions of the globe have similar results? What are the ecological impacts of bird population decline? How will birds prey will be affected, and how will plant life be affected? How will the spread of disease change? If pollinator bird species are declining as well, what would that mean for the environment? And a deeper look into the economic factors of bird population decline. Now, our future directions, if our hypothesis is inconsistent, would be do other species of birds in different regions of the globe have similar results? And what aspects of a bird makes it so resilient to ecological stressors? Our example is both the harpy eagle found in the rainforest and the African fish eagle found in the coastal Africa. They both share a carnivorous diet and live in habitats where human influence is growing. If the harpy eagle does not experience a change to mating habits and natality, can these same results be replicated in other species such as the African fish eagle?
All right, thank you for watching our presentation. These are our page of references. So a couple of journal articles relating to our experiment. And thank you for a great year, Dr. Lowe. And I know everyone else would probably say the same here. I'll let them unmute and say their little bits.
I love you. Thank you for a great quarter.
Thank you for a great quarter, Mr. Lowe, and all the IAs. You guys did awesome too.
Thank you for all the work you put in for us.
All right. And thanks for a great quarter and catch you later.